YouTube Nation, my people from everywhere, top of the top, what it do? For everybody who's first time tuning in, please like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and please hit that notification button right there in the corner. That way, every time I drop something, you'll be one of the first to get it. So I got another trend for y'all. I cannot forget this one. Certain things keep coming to me. Shout out once again to the homie Lil T Bam 11-5 Hustler. Stay looking out, give me ideas and certain things. And I start thinking about some stuff. But he called me and told me something the other day about, he mentioned this other trend, the universal trend in the gang culture. And like, you forgot one. I'm like, wow, you right, right. And it's crazy because I threw him off and I told him who I think did this first. So once again, a lot of y'all ain't gonna like it because a lot of people don't like certain sections, certain hoods. So when you find out and you hear things and you give certain hoods their recognition, you don't want to do that because you don't like that hood. But let's just be real for a minute. For everybody who go back to the 80s and everybody in the 90s and today as well, just be real people. Let's just be real for a moment and just trip, just be honest. Just instead of hating, being so quick to be opinionated, voice your opinion, be judgmental, just stop for a minute and just say it's possible, man. You just gotta respect that. Learn to give respect to people, man, because you want to get respected. You get respected more when you give respect. Remember that. You get respected more when you give respect. Top of this Tuesday morning, what's happening with everybody out there? Kalia K, thanks for the super thanks. I appreciate that. Good looking out. So, this trend right here, y'all don't see this one coming. I'm finna throw y'all a curveball. I'm finna throw y'all something real different this time. Y'all gonna trip off this one. Who started Hood Days first? When did you first hear somebody say, we having a Hood Day? And while we at it, happy belated Hood Day to the Raymonds, the Tungans, the Butlongs, and the East Coast Crips. 10-2, salute. But who y'all think is the first ones who celebrated a Hood Day first? Everybody got their own opinion, their own idea of, well, I heard the homies do it over here in 90 something. It was like in the early 90s we did it for the first time. We did it like in 2000. We had a Hood Day. Like, when did Hood Days really start? Now, there's no factual there's no factual evidence to what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna take you back with it. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna be straight up. The first time I heard somebody say a Hood Day, the first time I heard that was 1988. My first time in prison, 1988. I was in Jamestown. I went to fire camp. No, this is early 89. This is just like the beginning of 89 because I got the fire camp like January 89. So I was in this fire camp called Pilot Rock up here in the San Bernardino Mountains, up there off of 138 in a city called Crestline. I was in this camp. Me and four Hoovers was the only Crips in there. The Hoovers is the first person I heard say have a Hood Day. And he was talking about the 4th of July. I first heard somebody say have a Hood Day was from Lil Hoover Rick from 7-4 Hoover. Nigga, other name is Diamond, Legs Diamond, Lil Hoover Rick. Yeah. First time I heard somebody say they Hood Day. And they was talking about 7-4, the 4th of July. And this was when we was together in this fire camp. It's like I said, the beginning of 1989. Yeah, and I was fucking Hoover Rick. I was up there with Lil Hoover Rick, Baby Queek from A-Tray Hoover, Bear from Nine Deuce Hoover, another older cat named Dale. I think Dale was from 7-4. We was the only Crips in there. That was it. Everything else was we was the only Crips in there. Everything was straight. Say at that time, a lot of Crips, we got along way more better than we do today. A lot of people still get along. People don't know that. You know what I mean? But especially in the prison system now, once again, things has changed in there. So a lot of stuff is different these days. But back in those days, you know, we was on some serious crippin' shit, and you know, but that's why I first heard a Hood Day. It was from Lil Hoover Rick from 7-4 Hoover, like early '89. Now he say this in early '89. So no, how long you think he been saying Hood Day? He been talking about his Hood Day probably from '88, probably from '87. I don't know. I just met him like the end of '88, and then we end up in the same camp. We was in Jamestown. Then I met him at the same camp again later on. We end up at the same fire camp from Jamestown. So now while we there, one day we used to buff together all the time. And then he was like, yeah, I'll be out for the Hood Day, the Hood Day. And I was like, what's the Hood Day? And he told me what it was because he was finna get out. We both had got out. So I got out like in May. So he got out before me. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to get out on Swole because niggas already on Swole. He's one of them cats that had the big old nests up here. You know what I mean? And we used to buff all the time. You know what I mean? It was straight. It was all love. It was good shit up there back then. Pilot Rock. And he said, I'm going to the Hood Day. I'll be out for the Hood Day. I'm swole. And he was one of them niggas had that walk and shit, be like to get swole, the pigtails and all that shit. But the first person I ever heard say about a Hood Day was Lil Hoover Rick from 7-4 Hoover. Now I'm not saying that Lil Hoover Rick started that. No telling who started that, but he just the first person I heard say that. I'm sure somebody else was the first ones to say that. He didn't. I'm sure probably some more of his homies did. I don't even know. Maybe the Hoovers heard somebody else say it. But put in the comment section, what year did y'all ever hear somebody say Hood Day? We having a Hood Day. What year did you hear somebody say that? Drop that in the comment section. Everybody that's on board that know anything about this gang culture that's out in the streets, that's former gang members and gang members, or whatever you call yourself today, that's affiliated. Just drop in there the year that you first heard somebody say we having a Hood Day. Because the first time I heard it, early 1989, from Lil Hoover Rick from 7-4 Hoover. Now, that's a universal trend because people are celebrating Hood Days all over now. They got all kind of Hood Days, so it's just they getting it. So that's something else that took off universal. That's why I say universal. It's all over. These cats in all these other states, like the homies from the Memphis Raymonds, they just celebrated Hood Day. They got Hood Days out there. The Memphis Hoovers, the Memphis Kitchen Crips out there. I seen the Memphis Kitchen Crips on YouTube. They celebrating their Hood Day on A7 Day. So this shit is universal. This is all over. Wherever they got Crips and Bloods at, people are celebrating Hood Days. So I don't know who really started it, but I'm just saying the first time I heard somebody say it was then from him. Drop your comments. Appreciate it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody, stay blessed, stay focused, take care of your own. Peace.